Hello everyone and welcome to our last day of Zoroark Vespiquen Flareon deck week. Now we've been doing pretty okay with this deck. We lost a game due to a misplay of mine in the English video at the beginning and also in a Spanish video, so there's definitely room for improvement here on my behalf, and especially we've also lost a couple of games because the deck simply decided not to work anymore. I didn't top deck any supporter, I didn't top deck any draw, I never got out of my initial starting hand, so hopefully we'll do better right now. We're up against Paul McCartney from the Beatles. Apparently he enjoys the Pokemon trading card game online. Now we start off with an okay-ish hand. We see a Super Scoop Up and an Enhanced Hammer, and we saw Water and Psychic and perhaps Dragon in the previous screen. So this might be a Seismitoad deck, which, since we are playing Vespiquen, I really wouldn't mind at all. At all. But we'll see how this goes. I've sometimes wondered if Flareon is worth it for the Blacksmith combo. Maybe playing a 2/2 bronze online would be enough, kind of like we do in... Okay, so it is Seismitoad Giratina. Kind of like we do in Night March. Because the extra fire type could prove handy if Yveltal is big in your area, but otherwise, I mean, it's also a nice advantage versus Aegislash, but versus Aegislash you're more worried about attaching 2 basic energies over just over dealing enough damage, because I mean Vespiquen can still KO, and if you play a Hex Maniac to bypass its ability, you also stop your own ability. So my opponent got a pretty explosive game, or start rather. He already has the TCG. He flips Tails though, which is of course good for us. Don't know what he has in his hand. He does have the Muscle Band. The thing is, he has no way to increase the damage on unknown, so we could be okay here. As long as he doesn't have a Lysander. Okay, never mind. Oh, and he did have the Lysander. So he goes for another Shaman here. Now, as long as we are able to power up 1 or 2 Vespiquens, we should be okay. I mean, Giratina could prove annoying if he does power it up, because we won't be able to attach DCs. But we do have the basic fire energies option. So with that in mind, there's the Blacksmith, which I will get rid of, and I believe I want to get rid of the Ariados line, perhaps? Yeah. Ariados and Spinarak. They're not very useful. They add damage to Vespiquen. Those extra 10 damage, since we will be hitting for weakness, are not very or too relevant. I will get a lot of combis out here though, because okay, there's 3 Vespiquen still, so it's okay if we lose 1 right here. I am going to bench this guy. I am going to get rid of the unknown to find a 3rd combi, as I could also go for the Eevee here. I think that's what I'm gonna go for, the Eevee. I already have 2 combi down, and getting Flareon for the Blacksmith should be pretty important in this game because of Giratina, so it will be an interesting match here. I do get the other fire, I do get another combi, I do get the Flareon, so we're actually pretty okay here. I actually wish my opponent had a way to KO the unknown next turn. But did the game really freeze? Okay, there we go. So there's 4 Pokemon, 1, 2, 3, 4. I really don't want to discard the Shaman or the Fire Energy. Huh. I could get rid of the Flareon But this is my last turn of trainers here, so I will get rid of the Flareon here. I don't want to get rid of the Sycamore. Ugh, what is going on? Is it my internet connection? I get rid of Shaman just to go for another Shaman. I mean, the biggest key here is definitely Vespiquen, not Flareon. So we do get another fire energy, which is great. Now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We're still missing one Pokemon in the discard pile to get a clean KO with Vespiquen, but since he will have to KO known, or perhaps a Combi or an Eevee, that will be the 7th Pokemon, and that will make it enough so that we can KO, one-hit KO Seismitoad. He does Lysander, the Combi with energy, which I'm perfectly fine with. He will take a KO, we will take a KO back, and we will have 2 fire energies to attach. If he has a follow-up Giratina, with Giratina, that will be a huge problem for us. But we do have the Blacksmith. What we really need is a Flareon here. I really hope the Flareon is wow, he doesn't attach an energy, so that's incredible for us actually. That gives us another free turn where we will not have to worry about Giratina, where we can attach the second TCG. So having seen that, I do have a lot of energy right now, so I don't want to use my Sycamore just yet. I will use the Farewell Letter from Unknown to get an extra card, but that whiff on the energy, wow, that was one of the worst top decks. But let's keep trucking. More than enough damage to KO one Seismitoad. There's a Jirachi, which will definitely help against Giratina as well. It will help a lot. We can also get our next Vespiquen out. So we're in a very good position here. It's going to play a Crushing Hammer and gets rid of our DCE, which is not good for us. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We are 10 short of KOing Shaman. I hope he attaches to Shaman. But as we've seen, he doesn't have an energy and he just went for Shaman, so he's going to try to get one off of these 2 cards, or potentially a Sycamore or something like that. So that last turn for my opponent was pretty huge. He just decides to get rid of the Shaman. He had Faded Town, he had Hexmaniac, he had a Versus Seeker as well, so he could have potentially stalled for a turn, but he opts to simply sacrifice the Shaman and attach a Muscle Band and a Double Dragon to Giratina. Now, in response to that, I will bench my Jirachi, but I will take a KO on Vespiquen here. Or, thanks to a top deck, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, I don't have enough. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I don't have enough to KO Shaman, but I definitely have enough to KO Seismitoad. So the question here is, there's no question really. I wish I could yeah, next turn I simply attach to Jirachi and Sycamore away, try to get a Vespiquen for a Blacksmith. So just gonna V-Revenge here to another 200 damage. This also puts us in range of a Vespiquen for the win, which we could get here. There's the Vespiquen. So if my opponent KOs Vespiquen, I can simply Vespiquen Lysander a Shaman and get a KO for the win. So that turn where my opponent didn't, oh no, never mind. Oh, but I have, okay. This is complicated. This is very complicated. But definitely Jirachi. That's what I need to do. Definitely Jirachi. That's the play right now. These two energies will be crucial. I don't even have Flareon, so what am I thinking about the Blacksmith? Goes for a super scoop up, gets heads. He will log me out of DCEs, which definitely doesn't help us. He draws an extra card. He knows Jirachi is coming. So what he needs, there's 2 Lysanders and 2 Versus Seekers. And he's down to 4 prices. So he needs constant energies and Versus Seekers in order to really to accomplish anything pretty much. Now I will bench the combi here, and I will Ultra Ball the Sycamore and the Compressor away. I want to keep those energy in hand. And what do I want though? Do I want the Flareon or the Vespiquen? I think the Vespiquen here, because if he whiffs for some reason, I simply have the KO, and I'm not going to evolve just because he might have the Verseeker Lysander. So if he Lysanders either combi, I evolve the other one. But if I evolve and he Lysanders the Vespiquen, then I will need to find another Vespiquen. Now I will of course get rid of the double dragon energy, which he's only played 1 and another DCE, but that's what he uses to pay for the attack cost. And Jirachi is completely immune to whatever Giratina wants to do right now. There's a Versus Seeker, so he might be able to Lysander Shaman for a KO. That's fine, because we won't be benching any other Pokemon EX. So we just need him to whiff 1 turn. That's all we need. That's really all we need. Whenever he doesn't attack, that's the turn we win. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. With the Lysander, that's 11, so we won't be KOing Giratina, but we do have a KO on either Shaman with Vespiquen. He goes for AC though, so he's not going to damage Jirachi. He's going to AC Giratina. He Flare Grunts. Okay. That's one way to get out of it. Now I can't retreat. But he can't retreat either. And he just passes. So what's my play here? Is it Lysander for the Seismitoad? Attach an energy and discard his, or do I simply discard the energy off of Giratina? We know he has AC, so with that in mind, I definitely take the energy off this Giratina, just because I can then take it off this Seismitoad without any risk of him using AC on Seismitoad and then removing and then attacking with Giratina and KOing, although the effect is on Jirachi. Yeah, so it really wouldn't have mattered. His Giratina is pretty useless right now. He does attach another DCE, plays a Faded Town, but he won't be... and I even have the Lysander. He knows I have a Vespiquen. If he attacks... okay. What? Yeah. I think this is game now. Unless he flips heads on another Crushing Hammer, this is definitely game. Which... that's exactly what he does. 1, 2, 3... Okay, so I only have one DC left here. He used the AC. He has 3 Versus Seekers. So the question here is, what do I do? What do I do? I think I Lysander the Seismitoad and remove that energy. with my own DCE and still remain invincible? I think that's the play here. That's 1, 2. So those are the last 2 DCEs. Now I'm at no risk of Vespiquen getting KO'd. I will, however, use my Vespiquen for a Sycamore, just so that I can threaten with a potential Blacksmith, or rather with my last DCE. And I'm gonna Stardust once more. I don't need the damage, but the effect is just amazing here. It really is amazing. Now, a Float Zone also would have been amazing in this situation, but he does have 1 Vespiquen left. That's something 100% sure. He has 1 Vespiquen left. He has another Lysander. He has a 3rd Lysander. So now I'm in trouble. Although he just Quaking Punches. If I draw my DCE, I win. So we'll see what happens here. There's my DCE, so that means game. And I'm going to do a lot of damage to this Seismitoad. My opponent had no chance though. Or rather, it was all a matter of time. He writes LOL, but this is what happens. He really didn't have a good matchup against Vespiquen and the Jirachi. I also played quite conservatively to ensure I always had energy available to me to compensate for the Crushing Hammer heads and all that. All they did was delay the inevitable. And now we're up against a fighting colorless deck, so I would imagine either Lucario, some sort of Lucario combination, or Mienshao perhaps. So we'll see how this goes. I do start Zorua. I could potentially start Shaman, which I think is definitely a better choice here. Because I won't be using Shaman for too many cards. I am able to conserve the DCE potentially. And we do go first, so we'll see what my opponent has. Oh, it's Mienshao, so I'm not scared at all, actually. At all. I will attach the energy to Shaman. I will use the Battle Compressor. Here, Ariados is going to be pretty important. Jirachi won't be. Flareon probably won't be. But I will still get rid of the Blacksmith and 1 fire, I guess. But Jirachi won't be important because these decks rarely have energy in play. So I'm going to use Sycamore, get rid of a Sycamore and a Vespiquen, which is obviously not ideal. I do get my combi. I do also get an unknown. I also get this guy. I really would have loved to get more Shaman, and especially to get my Spinarak down this turn, because Ariados is going to be very important in order for us to break Focus Ashes. Zoroark probably won't be, so I'm going to get rid of 1. And I guess I'll get rid of unknowns. I mean, yeah, and Hexmaniac, I guess. What else? The teammates. I will get rid of the teammates, just so that I can potentially use it later on. I'll draw an extra card with Farewell Letter. An unknown with a Muscle Band also takes a KO on Mienshao. And I think that's... I took a KO, well, not with my deck. No, yeah, I took a KO this weekend. Ugh. I took a KO this weekend on a Pokemon with a Muscle Band Zubat. I think it was against a Mienshao actually in one of my Swiss rounds. I'm pretty sure that's what happened. I simply attached an energy muscle band and took a KO on Mienshao, because I did run Manectric Crobats during the weekend. So that exists, guys, and it's actually Mienshao Lucario, so that makes things a bit more interesting here. A bit more interesting. He gets an Ultra Ball, potentially for another Shaman. Touches a muscle band. So, due to the focus ashes, Ariados just became super important. I don't like the fact that he attached the head ringer onto my Shaman, which I can Sky Return, but I don't want to give up a price. He gets rid of the DCE even, so that's not an option anymore. Now he didn't attach an energy, so I was going to attach and conserve my energy and blah blah. We know he runs an Enhanced Hammer, we need KOs, so I'm just gonna AC the Shaman back to my hand. Promotes Vespiquen and bench Shaman once more, draw a few more cards. I would really like to see a level ball here at some point. I don't think I'll be able to use Unknown effectively with the muscle band. Not something that's worth seeing here. The Vespiquen might be nice, but I do have enough, right, to break the sash, to get it discarded. Yep. So I'm just gonna V-Revenge. I could Intelligence Gathering for an extra card, but not really necessary. Now he does evolve. He will probably attach an energy. He can't do 100 damage though, unless he Giovanni's. That's the only way he could. He goes for Sycamore though, so he really wants energy. He's already halfway through his deck and he hasn't attached an energy yet. We are also halfway through our deck. Does have the Robosubs, which I definitely don't like seeing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. His bench is full, so Zoroark would be amazing here, but I have no way to power it up. Ugh. And I top deck one of the cards I really don't want to see. I already have a Sycamore. I don't want to waste my Vespiquen. So what I'm going to do here is Lysander up a Shaman anyways, because I might be able to get a KO that way. I will attach the muscle band, and that way at least my two of my Vespiquen turn into KOs. Now a combination of Intelligence Gathering plus V-Revenge should be enough to KO this Shaman, so I will draw those extra cards. And we get more useless stuff. He needs a switch in order to KO Vespiquen. That's what he needs. He attaches another thingy, another head ringer, and he goes for Karina. So if he gets a switch here, we might be in trouble. We really might be in trouble. And I should have kept my muscle band. I should not have attached it to Combi. I should have attached it to Zorua. And he does have the switch. Ugh. So that's 2 DCEs, which have not translated into prizes. And if I had the muscle band, I could go for Zoroark, DCE, and get a clean KO on Lucario. But I don't. Ugh. This got very ugly. Just my top decks. My top decks have been too lame. Now let's count here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 Pokemon plus my muscle band. That's 90 plus the 20 damage. That's 110. So I would need This is ridiculous. I can't KO Lucario here. I can KO Shaman. So I'm going to... oh no. I can't KO Shaman. Ugh. I'm gonna be 10 short of the KO. What is this? I really can't believe it. That muscle band is going to cost me the game. I mean, he has a muscle band, so he needs a strong energy for next turn. I can't Lysander and get a KO in the same turn. I can, however, Lysander the Lucario and do some damage, I guess. Ugh, this game got really ugly. We're drawing all our supporters, which usually that would be amazing, but not in this instance. It's really killing us. See, I have nothing in my deck left. Nothing. I pronounced that weird. Ugh. Gonna get rid of Unknown, I guess. And the Forest? No. Just the Unknown, I guess. I need more Pokemon in my discard pile, though. I need to get rid of 3 Pokemon, that's for sure. So I'm gonna get rid of 1 Flareon and 1 Eevee. Though maybe not, because there's only 1 Eevee. So I'm gonna get rid of a Shaman. And I'm going to use Intelligence Gathering. Get a no KO, just deal 30 damage. I do get a DCE. For Zorua I do get Spinarak. But we're in deep trouble here. We are in deep trouble. He had the strong energy, so that was definitely not good for us. Now, if I get the Zoroark, I can get the KO with Zoroark thanks to that 30 damage, and I think that's what I have to do here. Going to get rid of anything that's not helpful, which I think at this point is only the level ball. And given the way things are, no, just the level ball. I will attach this, and I am going to be forced to Sycamore here with only 1 Lysander left. There's still 6 prizes left. I'm not going to win this match. At least I get the Zoroark here. I will bench this combi. I will retreat for Zoroark, and I will do 160 damage with Mienshao, which will be enough for the KO. And afterwards I hope to have enough resources in order to get another one-hit KO with Vespiquen, but I don't think I'll be able to. Not entirely sure. There will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 Pokemon plus the muscle band. That's 14, 16 damage. So I will need another Ultra Ball off of my deck to get the KO here. And he attaches, okay, the Focus Sash not on the Lucario, which is great. He plays an Enhanced Hammer, which is pretty dumb, because he's going to get the KO anyways, and there's no reason for him to thin out his deck right now. But hey, I don't do the rules, do I? So weird. I guess he got an extra card off of Corkscrew Smash, but at this point, what do you really need? Now the question here is, do I want... Okay, I got the other Ultra Ball here, so I can very cleanly... How many fire energy? There's no fire energy left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 1, 2, 3. So this is my last energy. There's still a Flareon in the deck, hopefully. So the only card I cannot afford to discard is the Eevee. But 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 Pokemon. Okay, there's 12 Pokemon in the discard pile. I will need... I'm not going to win. I have not enough Versus Seekers left. Or just 1, 2. There's only one Versus Seeker, so it either goes to Blacksmith or goes to Lysander. And this is my last TCE. So, okay. Gonna get rid of Combi and Eevee as my first two Pokemon. Now, if I get Ariados, I only need to discard one Pokemon. But, yeah, I'm gonna get rid of Ariados. Or rather, just get Ariados. And then with the Ultra Ball, I will get rid of Ariados and Shaman. And I will get Vespiquen, I guess. I would love to be able to get a KO with this Vespiquen, but that's not possible. Should have gotten Flareon because I already had a Vespiquen. That was pretty stupid. And V-Revenge. I have no energy left. 200 damage. Wow. I forgot the 20 damage from Vespiquen. Wow. That was pretty dumb. I mean, it really didn't make a difference. But... ugh. Yeah, I cannot win this. All he has to do is cycle through Mienshaos. He has enough Robo-Subs that he doesn't have to worry at all about KOs. His Sycamores. There's 5 cards left in his deck. He's not going to deck out before I will. I have no way to put cards back into my hand. And I can't Lysander and Blacksmith. I can't even Blacksmith right now. So I can afford to let him KO one Spinarak, I guess. Retreat for the Spinarak and pass. Yeah, there's no way I win this. There is absolutely no way. Plays an escape rope. So I could potentially bring Shaman here. He'll only do 20 damage, 40 I guess. There's no way we win. There is absolutely no way. With that he conserves one Robo-Sub. If he targets Eevee, we won't even have the possibility to Blacksmith. So that will be game. Does go for Lysander. He will most likely use it. I mean, the only thing he can KO is Eevee. And we have no way to get back cards. So this is game, guys. This really is game. I'm gonna concede now, so that I don't make the video any longer than it needs to be. I mean, there's nothing we can do. I could, I guess, Verseeker this Shaman on stall. I could, oh no, I got rid of the Ariados. So I'm just gonna pass here. I can't even Verseeker. Yeah, gonna concede. My opponent ran me out of resources. Those enhanced hammers were pretty amazing for him. I overextended a bit, but yeah, that will be all, guys. Thank you very much for watching. I believe we went 1-1 in almost every video, so this deck is pretty good. This battle was very close, and under different circumstances where we weren't forced to discard or to get rid of Lysander and 2 Vespiquen with 1 Sycamore, we would have had more of a chance, but things like this happen, guys. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this week, and I'll be seeing you next week. Check on Sunday my Facebook page if you want to see what deck we'll be using, and don't forget to leave a like on the video if you can. Thank you, guys, and bye-bye.